This video is made using AI-generated voices and meant to be parody and entertainment only, and is no way meant to politicize or shame any persons, living, real, or otherwise.
And please remember, rather than slander the game, this video is meant to increase interest and awareness of Cardfight Vanguard and bring attention to how Bushiroad can do better in onboarding new players to this amazing card game.
Well, I don't know, Donnie. I, for one, am really glad that this wasn't another 4-hour movie. An empty bladder is a happy bladder.
That's because for once you didn't order the super ultra mega big gulp, only the medium one.
That's because you got the last one.
Yeah, what can I say? You snooze, you lose sleepy. Should have been faster.
Okay, but what about that part in the movie with them and the nachos?
Absolutely no way, Barack. The part with the moon was way funnier. And you call yourself a fan.
No way, Donnie. You've got to be donuts if you think that the moon was any funnier than stupid soap opera things.
What? And next you're gonna tell me that the movie needs more wedding scenes.
If I never see another wedding in a movie again, it'll be too soon.
But it was sure nice of you to invite us to see
Insert movie here.
with you, Donnie.
Anytime, Joe. I always have time between running the country for a good
Insert movie here.
movie.
I'm always up for some insert movie here. Thanks for inviting us.
Yeah, it was great seeing you again, Riku. We haven't seen you since Bush's Island.
Which, dear viewers, you can check out on this very channel.
And thanks for all your support. People like you are what makes our homie Kenyaki's day so great.
Anyways, I've got to get going. Thanks for the movie. Later, guys.
Later, Riku.
It's too bad George couldn't make it, though. I think he would have liked it.
Yeah, something about not even having time to sleep after joining an elite squad of really weird people and trying to impress the one normal person.
Dang a bit, you big palooka. I need your squishy bits to enhance the smallpox lady.
Well, I've still got a couple of hours until the Secret Service starts to panic. How about some Denny's?
Absolutely no way. Not after last time. We've already got one island-based main series where we duel wacky characters going on. We don't need another one.
Well, then what else do you have in mind?
Ooh, well, I've got another game we could try.
Oh, come on, man, Joe. You got to pick the last one. Let someone else pick for a change.
Well, okay, what do you have in mind?
Well, anyways, what game did you have in mind, Joe?
Hooray! Back to Donnie's limo.
Obama transition away. Put up some music, would you, Alfred?
Very good, Master Donny. Sonic unleashed nighttime aparters, as usual, I presume.
That's my Alfred.
You know, Donatello, I didn't even know you had a butler.
Yeah, a couple of days ago, Secret Service said that I had to get one because of that clown incident on Bush's ship. And Alfred was the most qualified person, so he got the immediate hire.
After that clown incident? Well, that's oddly specific. You sure Batman didn't secretly send his butler to keep an eye on you?
Batman? Never, sir.
Wait, hold on. This ain't the way back to my house.
Apologies, Master Biden. We seem to be hitting heavy traffic today.
Sheesh, I knew we should have taken the subway.
A subway? In New York? In that hobo and crime-infested place? Yeah, right.
But isn't it your job to fix those kinds of things, Donnie?
Well, I tried, but then I got mobbed by activists.
Yeesh. Boy, am I glad I'm not president anymore.
But how are we going to get to my place to play that game?
Don't worry, Joe, I've got you. Alfred, bring up Sleepy's private switch library on the dashboard, would you?
Hacking into his account now, sir. And done.
Are you sure he doesn't secretly work for Batman?
Actually, now that you mention it.
Oh, look, Hello Kitty Island Adventures on sale.
Ooh, Unicorn Overlord? Nice.
Okay, then, Sleepy, what game are we playing today?
Oh, I just know you guys are going to dig this one. I thought it'd be fun to take a break from Yugioh to play Cardfight Vanguard Dear Days.
Ooh, that does sound like fun. I've always wanted to try Vanguard.
Dear Days? Where have I heard that before?
I believe it's the game everyone kept comparing to Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution, Master Don Meister.
Oh yeah, that overpriced visual novel-looking thing that costs as much as a quadruple a Ubisoft game. I remember now.
Oh, come on, Barry, it can't be that bad, can it? It's just a couple of dollars. Holy shrimp!
Yeah, just wait until you see the mandatory DLC.
What? It's just an ordinary crabby. Oh my goodness!
Bushiroad.
Joe, you didn't actually buy this $500 ripoff, did you?
Hey, don't worry, Donnie. Jill took away my credit card privileges last month after that fiasco in Shanghai.
You know, somehow that doesn't make me less worried.
Nah. Instead, we're playing the demo.
Actually, do you guys mind if I take a crack at it? Rip off or not, I've always wanted to try Vanguard.
Wait, I thought you already knew how to play Vanguard.
I know the rules in theory, but I've never played it myself.
Well, in that case, sure, Barry. Go ahead.
Well, all right, but just know that I will be judging this game for every one of its $70 asking price.
It looks like we're at some kind of academy.
Oh, dang. Those $70 of Unreal 5 next-gen graphics are hype.
Come on, Donnie. Let's just try to enjoy the game a little.
Oh, goody, goody. We get to be students.
Don't get any ideas, Joe?
Well, what ideas would that be, Barry? Aren't you the weird one for thinking about them first?
You just fell for Joe's trap card?
I don't think this game's beating Tag Force, though.
To be fair, ain't no one's beating Tag Force, not even Konami.
Yuki Ichidoji.
A second-year high school student at Omi Academy. She is a strong-willed and honest girl who excels in both academics and athletics.
Kinda bland, but honestly, it's fine for being the player character. Especially since Yu-Gi-Oh's player characters have even less.
More interesting that the guy NPC has no eyes, but the girl NPC has full artwork.
Primarily male audience has got to male audience.
I mean, have you seen some of the card art?
Yeah, admittingly, some of Vanguard's artwork looks even better than Yugioh. It's what got me interested in Vanguard in the first place.
Also, the text don't hurt my eyes. Wait, why did everyone stop talking?
Wait, this game ain't even fully voiced?
Not gonna lie, the fact that some of the characters can talk and some can't are kind of distracting.
$70 of AAA voice acting.
Shut it, Donnie. Nobody buys these types of games for the story.
I kind of do.
Oof.
Oof. You know, I'd love to know what the voice actors are thinking when they read these lines. They just see only half of a sentence and be like, what the heck am I looking at?
Probably the same line of thinking as Xander Mobus as P5 Joker, shouting out Persona names all day.
Okay, so we've got a brother.
And he socked it to someone on the roof.
Yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. Get that other guy.
Cool it, Donnie. For all we know, he could be seriously injured.
Well, if he is, then we make fun of him for being a wimp.
You'd think that schools would learn by now to lock their roofs.
This guy actually is a wimp.
Dressen Ikidoji.
A third-year middle school student at Omi Academy. He has a mild-mannered personality and is the polar opposite of his sister. Nevertheless, he possesses an unbreakable spirit. He gradually awakens to his hidden talent for Vanguard. Okay, so why in the counterblast does the nerd get the cool hoodie?
See, even Barry knows this guy's a nerd.
All nerds shall forever pay the toll that was predetermined at birth.
What?
Sorry, still working on self-esteem issues?
Actually, give this guy red and blue hair, and he kind of looks like Light from Shadowverse.
Wait, hold on. She just said that our mom's dead.
Okay, gotta give the game points for being brave enough to say what Yugioh couldn't.
Unless your name's Yusei.
Oof.
Oof.
Oh.
And now he's telling us to do his dinner chores.
Get back in the kitchen, silly woman. Silly woman.
Hey, yo. This guy's getting redder than a cherry and tomato.
I take it back, this guy's a Giga Chad.
Surely this won't have later ramifications.
So our younger brother's got somewhere to be. You know what that means.
Follow that pint-sized apex male, Master Barry.
I'm on and following.
Wait, he's just at a card shop.
Exactly sleepy. Only the chattest of Sigma males go here.
Man's got to have like 200 MLR minimum.
Wait, hold on. Guy was lying about having a girlfriend.
Exactly sleepy. Only the kingliest of king energy would even have a need for relationships.
He's got to be like at least master rank 2 or something. Please be my friend.
He's an independent man who don't need no woman. Silly woman.
That's kind of neat, actually. The Japanese version of this dialogue makes fun of the fact that there's no distinction between the V and B sounds in Japanese.
Yeah, and of course the line talking about Vanguard is fully voiced.
Oh, and we were having such a good time before your input, Donnie.
Oh, and now we've made Lil Bro mad.
And then he starts monologuing.
And then he starts monologuing.
He starts monologuing. He starts like this prepared speech.
Look at this married man wearing an apron. He's got a life, truly a beta male.
I bet he didn't even win a single regional.
Kosetsu Katsushika.
The owner of the card shop Osen, thanks to his caring spirit and love for Vanguard, his store has achieved widespread popularity. Long ago, he led the largest team in the region. Oh, looks like he did win a regional.
Gosh, I wish he'd open a shop near us.
Can confirm the nearest Vanguard shop is nearly 30 kilometers over yonder.
But how many is that in freedom units?
About 18, Master Joe.
Holy gas mileage Batman.
Yeah. When's the part where we get to duel?
I mean, we can't go to a card shop and, like, not duel. That's got to be illegal or something.
If it ain't illegal, then it sure will be once I'm done with it.
Amendment that card shop like it's James Madison Donny Boy.
All right, hold your energy blast, you two. Looks like we're finally going to play the game.
Finally. I've been waiting to see the card game in the card game game.
Even the NPC acknowledges you as the main character, Barack.
Actually, this is kind of playing out like how the first episode of Divine sets up the tutorial episode.
I didn't know you watched Vanguard, Barry.
Not as much as you'd think. I've only watched seasons 1 and 2 of Divines, and 2 episodes of either will dress or will overdress. I don't remember which. This is going to be my first time playing the actual game.
So how's the tutorial in the anime, by the way?
Not bad, actually. It does its job of being both entertaining and teaching the game mechanics without going too fast or overstaying its welcome. Although the Will anime didn't have a tutorial, so I kind of had to drop it. I think Shadow vs. Flame still did the tutorial episodes better, though.
Well, looks like we're finally in the game.
Oh boy, Field and UI presentation look way worse than Duel Links.
You ain't gonna drop this, huh, Donnie?
If they wanted me to lower my expectations, then maybe don't charge an arm and a leg.
He's got a point, actually.
Anyways, we going through the tutorial?
Absolutely not. I get the feeling the game's gonna treat you like you've never played a card game before, so I'll just tell you myself using Yugioh terms to make things easier while I play in the background. It's kind of like Duel Links, where there's 3 zones. But unlike Yugioh, you can call monsters to both your front row and back row. The front row attacks and can be attacked, and the back row supports but can't attack or be attacked without using an effect. Got it so far?
I think so, yeah. Kind of like how there's DPS in the front and healers and buffers in the back, right?
Exactly, Joe. Now, the middle zone in your front row is special. That's your Vanguard. Like Yugioh, you can rank up your Vanguard by discarding a card and placing cards on top of it from this game's version of your extra deck, kind of like XE's monsters. But unlike Yugioh, Vanguards can't die if they take damage. Instead, you take that damage by placing the top card of your deck in your damage zone.
I get it. Kind of like a card shield system or the reverse of Pokemon TCG.
You got it, Donnie. And most importantly, your Vanguard gets automatically placed at the beginning of the game and starts at grade 0. But you can only rank up your Vanguard once per turn during this game's version of the standby phase, unless an effect tells you otherwise. Also, you can't play cards with a higher grade than your Vanguard.
So if I have a grade 0 and rank up into a grade 1, I can only play rank 1 or lower and can't rank up any higher until my next turn, right?
Exactly, Joe. Well, there's a bit more to this game, but I'll fast forward through this tutorial and explain the other mechanics once we get to an actual game.
Editing powers away. Hold on, wait a minute. Why the Ash Blossom does your opponent's Vanguard have 1,000,000 attack?
Scripted tutorial over triggers.
Man's just lost in the tutorial battle.
It ain't my fault, Joe. It's a scripted tutorial. It's literally the grafted scion of Vanguard.
Yeah, except you can kill the grafted scion if you're good enough.
Skill issue.
Shut it, you two. I would have totally won if it wasn't a stupid scripted tutorial match.
Hey, if Vanguard's taught me anything, it's that everything that happens is your fault. So clearly losing the unwinnable tutorial was your fault.
Vanguard teach you anything else?
No, that's kind of it.
Of all the tiny specific bits of Vanguard knowledge that you know, why is it that one, the only one you know?
Yeah. Anyways, when do we get our own deck?
Probably in about 3 seconds.
Cole.
No.
So,
Holy crap, that was the fastest 3 seconds of my life.
I see. Looks like they're doing the Rush Duel Dawn of the Battle Royal thing, where we can only have structured decks at the start.
Darn, I always hated that restriction in that game.
anything stand out to you, Barry?
Well, I only know the Nirvana deck, since that's the one the main character uses, so I think I'll choose that one. But I'll at least take a look at the other decks.
Ooh, the artwork on some of these do look cool.
Whoa. Hold up. Who's the hottie with the gigantic guns?
That Battle Princess deck looks like it's another deck from the anime, judging by the cute One-san on the box. Apparently, the deck centers around taking your opponent's cards and imprisoning them.
Where'd you learn that from?
I spend way too much time reading card game wikis.
Well, I'd waifu tax for that prison any day. Well, speak of the devil.
Looks like it's George again. Wonder what he wants.
Ayo, what up, Bush? You missed out on movie night.
Yeah, sure. Hey guys, quick question. If in a hypothetical universe where it's considered incredibly rude to touch other people's tails, do you think the same applies to, for example, cat ears?
Cat ears?
Absolutely not. You go and touch those cat ears, George.
Yes, guys, help. After my time with that high-class housekeeping service and the kawaii jerk girl, I've become incredibly powerful, and now I've been conscripted into this elite task force with a bunch of weirdos. And now there's a video store manager sending me on life-threatening missions, and all the women are throwing themselves at me. There's a lot of it because it's a gacha game, and I still can't find the portal home.
What in the Guardian Circle was that?
I think I'm just going to chalk it up to George being George.
Oh no! The controller's dead! We'll be back after a quick battery change. And we're back! What? What do you mean this is a wired controller? Then what the hell did we put in there?
Oh boy, this sure is a pretty cool $70 map screen.
Donnie, if you complain about the map being worse than Rush Duel Battle, so help me, I'm going to Will Smith your face.
Well, I mean, it is, though.
And $30 cheaper.
Thanks, Bushiroad.
Well, we're finally on to our first battle.
Hey, look at this bandit Keith-looking dude trying to take other people's cards.
Actually, man's kind of reminds me more of Tokunosuke from Zexal.
Nah, dude, there's 2 of them. They're totally rare hunters, Loomis and Umbra.
Holy Battle City, I forgot that they exist.
Masaru Kita.
An unruly, short-tempered teenager who will snap at anyone and everyone. He is currently unaffiliated with any team, but he previously belonged to a legendary team.
Doshi Nakano.
A quiet yada 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 yada, no one cares.
Wait, hold on. There's a huge space between that apostrophe and the S.
Gosh darn $70 fourth chaos, emerald localization.
Bushiroad, you've got some splaining to do.
In the words of George, dang nabbit, when will these people learn to not steal cards?
Well, looks like it was actually a fair and legal wager.
Hi, that's what you get for losing.
Don't you mean that's what you get for wagering?
No. Who's this hottie? Wait, everything's sepia colored and she's in a hospital gown. I immediately retract my previous statement.
You can't retract things immediately after you've said them, Donnie.
I can and I will because I'm the president.
That is indeed sound logic.
I guess it's now Barry's time to shine.
Yes. If I lose, I will give you the cheap starter deck I bought literally yesterday.
Kind of lousy trade if you think about it.
Yeah, but they did it first, so haha, skill issue.
Hey, looks like you've got dual link style skills you can use in the story.
Which I will proceed to adore because I don't need no stinky game journalist mode.
Ooh, nice going, Barry. You won the skill check.
That means I'm going first. Holy gossip shadow, this hand is terrible.
Did Mans just open an over trigger?
Yeah, but luckily this game has a mulligan mechanic, so I'll shuffle everything except my grade 1 into the deck. Okay, better. First things first, I'll discard my grade 1 Blaze Maiden to ride my grade 0 Vanguard into a grade 1 from my ride deck.
Hey, how'd you immediately know what to do despite it being your very first Vanguard game?
By the power of editing Joe.
Oh boy, our homie and editor Kenyaki's gonna have fun editing this one.
Anyways, unlike most other card games, not a whole lot happens during turn 1, as far as I know, since there's infinite normal summons like Rush Duels. But unlike Rush Duels, you don't get to refill your hand at the start of the turn. So it's usually better to hold off on playing anything to protect your units.
Io Man's about to attack.
This is fine, Joe. Vanguard's slower than Yugioh, so I'll take that damage so I don't have to use any resources from my hand.
Looks like he did something called a drive check.
That's right, Donnie. If a Vanguard attacks, it performs a drive check, where you reveal the top card of your deck, and if you reveal a trigger card, extra stuff happens. Luckily, he didn't hit any triggers, so nothing happened. And after that, I perform a damage check to see if I reveal a trigger. Hey, the game turned the baby game journalist skill on automatically.
Skill issue.
Shut it, Donnie. Anyways, I hit a draw trigger, so I get to draw a card and give one of my units 10,000 power until the end of the battle phase. But since he has no more attacks, the extra boost doesn't really do anything. After that, I place the revealed card in my damage zone.
How much damage can you take, Barry?
First person to take 6 damage loses.
Ooh, who's that hot drink of lovely labyrinth in your ride deck?
Yeah, I wasn't kidding when I said that this game has some amazing card art. I don't think I'll need this many triggers in my hand, so I'll discard one of them to ride up into a grade 2. Then I'll use my grade 1 Vanguard's effect. When she's rode upon, she calls a trick star to my field.
And giggity.
Wait, I remember seeing this card all over the promotional material Bushiroad put out a few years back.
I mean, it is a main character archetype with really good card art.
All right, time for something this tutorial doesn't teach you. I overdressed the grade 2 Verena in my hand.
Overdress?
Well, it's basically a mechanic exclusive to this archetype, where you rank up a card like an Xyz, but with a non-Vanguard card, and also from your hand instead of your ride deck. And next I'll call another Blaze Maiden from my hand and move into attack.
So since you deal damage by attacking the Vanguard, I'm assuming there's no direct attacks in this game, right?
That's right, Donnie. And since there's nothing else to attack, I use Blaze Maiden to attack the Vanguard. Looks like he didn't reveal a trigger, so no trigger.
Wait, you didn't perform a drive check.
That's right, Joe. Only Vanguards can perform a drive check, and since triggers can buff any unit, attack order is super important. And now my Vanguard attacks, drive check, darn, no trigger, but at least I got a good card.
A good card?
Yep. Unlike damage checks, drive checks let you add the revealed card to your hand.
So let me get this straight. Since you get an extra card, that means you'll want to always attack with your Vanguard, even if your opponent's unit is stronger, right?
You got it, Donnie. There's no penalty for attacking a stronger unit either, so attack away. Next, I attack with Verena. It has an effect to gain more attack if I Soul Blast 2.
What's that?
It's basically detach Xyz materials from your Vanguard.
Oh, that's cool.
Darn diddly Arn, he guarded.
I assume you're going to explain guarding?
You can spend cards from your hand to boost your power when getting attacked. You see that number on the left side of the card?
The one that's sideways that says shield.
That's its shield value.
No doy.
You can spend as many cards as you want to add their combined shield value to your power when getting attacked. The boost lasts until the end of the attack.
Oh, I get it. Holy Trickster, you weren't kidding when you said this game was resource management heavy.
You can guard with grade 2s from your field as well, but I won't get into that right now. Anyways, I'm not in danger of losing, so I'll take the hit. No guard.
Actually, one thing this game is over Duel Links is that I like the attack animation variety better.
I bet it's because Duel Links don't have no gun animations.
You know me so well, Joe.
Oh boy, my turn. Grade 3 is where the real fun begins.
Ooh, grade 3?
Yeah, most archetypes are centered around your grade 3 Vanguard. Plus, grade 3 Vanguards can perform 2 drive checks. I ride into Chakrabarthi Divine Dragon Nirvana.
Holy Berserkian the Electromagna Warrior, finally. A card game with sillier card names than Yugioh.
Man, I prefer the Pretty Woman.
Silly woman.
Next, I'll move Reno to the back row and call another Trickstar to my front row.
For an overdress, right?
You got it, Joe. Overdress. Now I move into attack. The left Verena attacks the Vanguard.
Garnets. He guarded.
But look, it's slowly chipping away at his hand resources.
Now Nirvana attacks. And with its skill, I counterblast 1 and boost my overdress units.
Counterblast? What's Counterblast?
I flip one of my face-up damage cards face down as cost.
So intentionally taking damage to fuel your effects is a thing in this game.
Exactly, Joe.
Then wouldn't it have been better to attack with your Vanguard first?
He's a Yugioh player, Master Donnyboy. They don't know how to read.
Oh, yeah.
First check. Draw trigger. I draw a card and the final Verena gets plus 10,000. Second check. No trigger.
Oh, Holy Spirit Bombs Batman?
Oh, yes, indeed. Indubitably so.
Way to hold up. That's kind of cool.
Now, if only attacks looked that cool in the anime.
Looks like your opponent got another no trigger. Unlucky for him.
Either that, or the game put less triggers for your first fight.
Shut it, Joe. I'm pretending I'm lucky.
Holy honest Neos, that Verena's huge.
Not quite as huge as that previous over trigger, though.
Over triggers don't exist. Over triggers can't hurt you.
Did mine eyes deceive me, Master Barry? For that final Verena attack, it seemed like your Blaze Maiden joined in the attack as well.
That's exactly right, Alfred. If I have a grade 1 or lower in the back row, I can use it to boost a card in the same column and add its power value to the attacking card, indicated by this boost symbol. In this case, Blaze Maiden Reno gives 8,000 power.
Oh, good show. Now that sounds like fun.
And now he's got his grade 3.
But what does it do?
I don't know, I'm not reading it.
Alfred, can you read it for us?
Well, I also play Yugioh, Master Donatello. I also don't know how to read.
Kind of playing with fire, but I'm going to take that attack since I'm still ahead. Oh, hot pants, hot, oh.
Okay, never mind, his attack is cooler than yours.
Damage check, critical trigger. Now Nirvana gets extra power and performs an additional damage check when it attacks.
Does that extra crit even do anything when it's not your turn?
Well, no, not really.
Yeah, Cool doesn't really win your games.
Says the Red Dragon Archfiend player.
Okay, never mind. Cool does win your games.
But since that trigger gave my Vanguard a power boost until the end of the turn, it'll be harder for my opponent to deal damage by attacking it.
But your non-Vanguards are still vulnerable to attack.
Well, that ain't really good for me either, since I took all that effort to overdress it.
What happens when a non-Vanguard gets attacked?
Non-Vanguard units, also known as rear guards, get destroyed and sent to the drop zone. However, attacking rear guards won't deal any damage to the player. Still, I'd rather my Verena not get stepped on by the big bad gun guy, so I'll use up one of the triggers in my hand to guard this attack.
And the turn gets passed back to Barry.
Wait, what happens when you have extra copies of your Vanguard in your hand?
Well, Donnie, you can call it to your field as a regular rear guard in a pinch, or more importantly, activate this other mechanic. It's time for a Persona ride.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
But how does this Persona ride work?
During the ride phase, I can stack a card from my hand onto my Vanguard with the same name. This lets me draw a card, as well as give my entire front row a 10,000 power boost until the end of the turn. And this boost lasts even if I swap out or call new units. Plus, some archetypes' entire gimmick revolves around Persona Ride.
And since you stacked another card onto your Vanguard, that means the amount of cards in your soul increases.
Exactly, you got it, Joe. You normally won't want to do this, but since I'm planning on ending this fight this turn, I'll call my trigger card to my back row to support the left Verena.
So you normally don't call trigger cards?
Yeah, usually triggers have lower attack and more shield than other units, so they're typically used for guarding. Though in this case, I'm being kind of reckless here since this is the first non-tutorial fight in the game. And next I'll call another Blaze Maiden Reno to my back row and move into attack. Verena attacks with my trigger unit boosting. If it's been overdressed, in addition to gaining power, I get to Soul Blast 2 to retire my opponent's rear guard.
And that's a no guard.
As well as a no trigger.
Now your opponent is just 1 damage away from a good old-fashioned butt-whooping.
But Barry, you forgot to attack with your Vanguard first again.
Shut it, Donnie. Nirvana attacks with Reno boosting. I counterblast 1 to give my overdress units plus 10,000.
Oh my, that's a lot of cards.
which means you'll need to reveal 2 triggers if you want this attack to get through.
First check, no trigger. Second check, he'll trigger. In addition to the plus 10,000, if my damage is greater than or equal to my opponent's, I get to move one of my damage cards to my drop zone.
But since you've got less, I'm guessing only the power bonus gets applied.
Unfortunately, since I only got the 1 trigger, I'll use the trigger to boost my remaining Varina, since the boost from guarding goes away after 1 attack. Time to finish this. My final Varina attacks with Blaze Maiden Reno boosting.
Damage check.
No trigger.
You did it. You did it, Barry.
Good show. Well done, Master Barry.
Yeah, you sure showed that baby mode CPU with no triggers.
Shut it, Donnie. That ain't what's important.
Yeah, what's important is that we got Lil Bro's card back.
Holy Maiden with eyes of blue, Lil Bro was betting his over trigger.
Okay, yeah, maybe this guy deserves to get his card stolen.
Mr. Bandit Keith just lost to a first-timer.
It's pretty much his fault for not including any triggers in his deck.
But more importantly, this triggerless rare hunter's what Lil Bro lost to.
Oh boy. So that was Vanguard.
Unfortunately, we didn't have time to cover everything in the demo, as well as some more Vanguard mechanics like energy counters, order cards, and perfect guards, but what did you guys think?
Coming from a Yugioh perspective, honestly, it's kind of refreshing how most of the interesting stuff happens during the battle phase.
Though Donnie's 100% right about the game being overpriced. That $70 is what I imagine is keeping new players from getting into the game. That plus the mandatory $560 DLC just turns me off of Bushiroad as a whole.
I hear they're making a second Dear Days as well, if it's not out already by the time this video comes out. $70 base price and all. And if Dear Days 1 has anything to say about it, adding more mandatory DLC isn't so far-fetched.
Wait, so then that means the cards from the $500 people spent on the first game just gets chucked into the void?
Yeah, pretty much. Too bad there's no free-to-play option like Master Duel. Otherwise, I'd give it a shot.
Well, it had a Dual Links equivalent, but it got shut down by Bushiroad after 3 years back in 2023.
Sheesh, well that makes me want to play the game less.
Yeah, Bushiroad really needs to be better with getting new players.
Don't get me wrong, the card game itself is great. Neat battle-oriented mechanics and amazing card art. But as of now, there ain't no way I'm playing this $500 game that'll go out of date faster than Bushy Boy at an all-you-can-eat vegan steakhouse.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that local stocking Vanguard products are so few and in between either. Something an online simulator would really help with, seeing as there's no reason to go out and buy physical Vanguard products if you can't regularly and conveniently play it.
So unfortunately, as much as we like the game and want to play more, until Bushiroad makes a real Master Duel competitor, this is all we can play. Since unlike Donnie, our homie and editor Kenyaki doesn't make enough bananas to justify buying the full game if they're not going to give out free updates.
But let us know, dear viewers, if you at least want us to check out the demo for Dear Days 2. I kind of want to try out the new Divine Skill mechanic in that game.
Gah. But I'm like totally itching to play Vanguard now. How the yada lock am I supposed to scratch this itch?
Never fear, Master Donatello. No president of mine will go cardless. I stake my name as a pennyworth on it. I had a feeling this might happen, so I thought it would be best to take matters into my own hands. Ta-da! Here we are.
Wait, you don't mean?
That's right, Master Joey. We've arrived at the only Vanguard shop, 30 kilometers over yonder.
But like, won't Secret Service have an aneurysm if they catch Donnie goofing off again?
Well, I won't tell if you won't.
Holy upstart goblin, Alfred. You're the best butler ever.
Dibs on the first pack opening.
Not if I beat you to it first.
Stand up, Vanguard.